Actually, we just like to think that we can welcome anyone to our great town that we're so very proud of. New Bern has been here on the banks of these beautiful waters for 300 years. Last year we had a great celebration, and we welcome anyone to visit with us in our community, in our friendly, welcoming community.
But I remember talking to Lynn Hericle at Swiss Bear about the idea of a sculpture being made in honor of Dad. And we met with Chris, the sculpture artist, and as soon as we met her, like, our ideas were kind of coming together in a beautiful way. And we realized that we wanted something a little bit more meaningful and metaphorical rather than something more realistic. And we were talking about his love of gardening.
This man worked in the hardware store. He gardened and he hugged his kids, his family. And so the hands really meant a lot to them to be included in the sculpture. Hands can be positioned in a way so that you're taking, or they can be positioned in a way so that you're giving. And so I thought it would be nice that, since Greg was such a giver to the community, that we position them this way.
The first time the girls sat down and Chris had kind of a mock-up of what she was proposing, and the girls looked at each other and say, "Those are Dad's hands." It was chilling.
After talking to Winnie and Lindsay about the gardening, they said that one of his favorite flowers was an amaryllis.
And she thought of the idea of having the bulb in his hands.
It just so happens that an amaryllis generally has 2 flowers, and he has 2 daughters.
It just made sense to us, and it had a really powerful meaning behind it.
And so I thought it was appropriate, since they have taken over the business, to represent that in a way that is his gift to New Bern, that he is giving us his daughters to carry on his legacy.
We worked with Chris and gave her probably 100 different photos of his hands, and she worked her magic, and it turned out better than I think either of us could have expected. So lifelike and, like I said, beautiful.
Once I got them modeled in clay, then I took a mold of the hands, took the mold apart, and then cast a wax into the mold.
The actual bronze is set on a riser and stainless base, and that is going to be dropped into a granite pedestal. Everything has turned out beautifully, and we've spent the better part of a year working on this project, and happy to see that it's turned out the way that we planned.
So really having a sizable, I don't want to say monument because Greg wouldn't like that. He wouldn't want something, that formal in honor of him, but something that will be really long-lasting and for forever, depending, even if a storm is coming, that it's going to be safe and secure, as he maintained with the shop and everything else like that. And it's going to allow people to learn a little bit about Greg too. There'll be a little bit of history about Greg and Mitchell Hardware and what he meant to the community and what he did for the community.
I think that, our dad was such a great friend and such a great listener for everybody, that I hope when they visit his sculpture that they'll have a sense of the same feeling of comfort that they had when he was around.
That's perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should make them feel, in a way, how he made them feel.
It will be located next to Morgan's. There's going to be a lot of construction going on right next to Morgan's in the parking lot.
The concept of just connecting our downtown, making it walkable, making it safe, making it beautiful and clean. And that was a project that Dad supported for years. that is just something I think is like the cherry on top of that space. If we accomplish that, then that is like, you know, it's kind of a thank you to Greg. And then the sculpture is just like this beautiful little addition.
Well, it's a way to remember Greg. It's a way to show support in our community for Greg and for Mitchell's Hardware. So I think it's a wonderful thing, and happy and honored that I was chosen to be a part of it.
I just want to thank everyone who's involved in the sculpture, from Chris Morgan, who designed and created this amazing piece of art, to all of our donors and the friends and family who've been so supportive of us through this whole process. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
I just want to say thank you for all of the love and support that the community and our family and friends gave our dad for many, many years, and they are continuing to love and support Lindsay and myself. So thank you.